Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. This is Guillaume, the French geek. Happy to see you for a new video. And today I want to talk about the 7, 8 projects I had for the past 10 months using AI as a product partner, I would say, and maybe a little more coding partner. But yeah, really want to share and demo the all the small and medium-sized project I worked on this past 10 months and share with you what was like my feeling, my experience for every single project and how I built each one. So without further ado, let's start with the first one, which is my football app. I have an Android football app with a few thousand users online, and back in December last year, I knew I had a few bugs to tackle based on some users' feedback, and I hadn't been working on this one for more than a year. So I was curious about like the release of Windsurf a couple of months after Cursor, and just wanted to give it a try and ended up purchasing the early adopter plan. And I was blown away. For me, it was like my first experience doing AI coding, and it really helped me getting back into my old code base in Dart, Flutter, and TypeScript for the backend. And it was a kind of a weird feeling to work with an absolute deep expert on subtopic and a pretty junior developer as well. But overall, really helped me getting back into my code base, find like a decent solutions for bugs I had been ignoring or didn't find out before, and yeah, overall a good experience on a already pretty complex apps with a lot of information. So yeah, something pretty robust. And yeah, it really helped me getting back into an existing project, make a big update on it like last Christmas, and yeah, a very good first experience using Windsurf and Gemini 2.5 Pro, which was to me like the first really mind-blowing model. Then I followed up. Building a website to go to browse the App Store, so the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. How did I end up doing that? I needed to export the reviews of the app I'm working on in my daily job, and actually on the App Store Connect from Apple, you have no way to export reviews as CSVs. So I asked Perplexity how I can do that. He gave me like a JavaScript library, and I went to Windsurf saying, "Hey, can you help me use this library and make a small script to export the reviews of my app?" And in 5 minutes, I had a totally perfect CSV export. I was like, "Wow, this is so easy." I hadn't used uh, uh, Windsurf for more than a month, and there were a couple new features, in particular, like looking for documentation online. And just gave him the library. He looked at the documentation, made the script in a couple of minutes. And I look at the library, and the library could do so much more. And there was also a library to scrape the Play Store as well. So bit by bit, with Windsurf, with the help of Gemini 2.5 Pro, I actually make a tool to browse the App Store categories on both stores, App Store and Play Store in every countries. So you have a country switcher here. If you want to have a look at the ranking in the US, you can see that Sora is still around. Um, And yeah, bit by bit, I started with the project working local, then I migrated it after it was already working well in Firebase, so it's just running on Firebase hosting with some cloud functions behind, and it's pretty advanced. You can look at any category like this, see the ranking. You can do a search, and it's going to search on both store for the App Store and the Play Store. And then you can dive into an app, get all information, all screenshot, all that with a decent UX. And where I really had fun is like in a couple of hours, I managed to build a absolutely decent sentiment analysis of the reviews. So here, I'm fetching or scraping all reviews from any app, sending them to Mistral with the AI-made excellent prompt, and I get a read as written in JSON, like a deep sentiment analysis with the top issues and the key insights. And you can run that on any app on both the App Store and the Play Store. And also work, in dark mode. Uh, And that's pretty much it, but pretty mind-blowing that I was able to build like such a thing without any expertise in web development. And I have a background in mobile development, and I still use use this tool pretty regularly to look at the ranking on the stores because it's just much more handy than opening your own device. A month or two later, so this one was made with Windsurf and Gemini 2.5 Pro. Maybe a couple of months later, I was like testing Klein and DeepSeek R1. Just wanted to have fun and make some kind of funny 3D Pac-Man. And first attempt was not successful using Klein and DeepSeek R1. I was not that far, like the Pac-Man was showing, but the camera was absolutely buggy. So I ended up using Sonnet 3.7 if I remember correctly. Also went back into Windsurf because I had a plan to not, pay for Sonnet. And with the help of Sonnet, I really managed to make a 3D Pac-Man all by myself in 3D. So look, added some sound, added some cool textures, some like very nice cones and stars, and I think you can even play, with the camera. So pretty neat, pretty fun project. Took me maybe like 2, 3 evenings to nail, and can be a bit addictive. So very fun project. And I think what blew me away here is how most recent models were getting smarter, capable of fixing more and more complex stuff. So yeah, after the what the fuck moment I had in December, I had another one thinking like, hey, you know what? 3 months later, 4 months later, new models are much smarter, and development experience is getting better. Then during summer, I was actually very interested into the MCP servers and also scraping the stores to get information. So I ended up building an open source app store, mobile store scraper MCP server. Something I like presented in a LinkedIn post and my previous video, which was a very cool project. And now I can run in include some investigation on the store with some crapping and building sentiment analysis. So you can see here Claude actually using my MCP server, fetching reviews here, and then later on building a sentiment analysis of an app. Super handy. Same thing, on like PayPal reviews in Germany because there was some kind of media drama for PayPal in Germany recently. So I learned a lot more through the reviews on the store and just with the deep analysis from Claude. Pretty cool project, and the fact that it's an MCP server, you can leverage it in a lot of different clients. I built that one using Kiro and Sonnet 4. I attempted to do so, I think, with Kilo code and Roo code with like maybe something like Kimi K2 was not working that great, but Kiro, I was one of the very early tester, and I was like very surprised by the context engineering approach, where all PRDs are written down by Kiro. You can adjust it, and it's going to write down the architecture and break down everything into tasks. And the development was, I would say, almost flawless, but there was ultimately a lot of testing, making sure it was working on most MCP clients. I also had to optimize the way it was working and how to manage the scraping library. But overall, cool project, very good experience. And so I even followed up later on with a rewrite of the scraping library, the two I was using. So this is this one, Google Play App Store Scraper and Google's Play Scraper, some JavaScript libraries I had been using. The thing is that these one are not really well maintained, so I decided that I would rewrite them using ChatGPT 5 medium than Codex. And it was actually a very fun, cool project built with Codex CLI. All I did was putting in a directory the old project, I mean the one in JavaScript, and I said GPT-5, look at this project, please make a plan to migrate it in TypeScript, update all dependencies, make it more robust and reliable, and describe all tasks you have to do. And then I just said to ChatGPT 5, like, take the next task, implement it, test it, and move on to the next one. And I just looped in, iterated until he went through all tasks, and ultimately I asked him, like, can you make me a UI so I can test this library? He built the UI. I think I had to fix a couple of small stuff, and ultimately the library on both platforms was working very easily. And ultimately, I asked Codex to guide me into publishing that on NPM. So I ended up publishing my first two TypeScript open source library on NPM. While I have a background in Android development. So a really cool project. I think it worked really well because, you know, with the previous code base, what you have is the perfect context to understand what was built before. So it's not even programming, you know, it's kind of translating from one language to another. And you know, all documentation written by AI. Perfect use case. It was also an opportunity to fix a couple of bugs in the library I was translating. So you know, amazing project. And you know, you can even see that it's actually being used and loaded by other people's, you know, which is the purpose of open source. So you know what? Very good experience with GPT-5 on this one. Talking about GPT-5, I'm getting back into my app. I made also an update this summer where I actually built a new homepage where I think the big new features was on top of like having YouTube videos, you can now see actual football articles with illustration generated with text to image model. And was really fun project. All that is a kind of an AI workflow. We don't say agent, more like an AI workflow happening on my backend, and it's basically, you know, looking for recent articles of about a league or team, specific team, gathering the information and rewriting articles, remaining factual and making it easy to read. And I'm pretty happy about the result, and the illustration are actually made based on the content of the article, and it's a really good result for a very cheap price and really added value um, to my football app. And the experience was great, but it's not that easy, you know, to keep a consistent result from agents, putting, you know, the guardrails, the boundaries to make sure that it's not going sideways and doing things that you don't want it to do. But I think I managed to have a good first version, and I can see in statistics that users start to read it. So this was very cool to build. And the way I built it was again with Windsurf and GPT-5, and I actually used GPT-5 like the day it was released. I used GPT-5 High to actually build um, the rule files in Windsurf to drive the agent. So you know, explaining the structure of the of the project. Sorry about that. The structure of the project, but also you know, my coding style, coding rules, the architecture as well. And I was really blown away because after 30 minutes of like GPT-5 High looking at my project, it really understood everything about the project, the architecture, the way it was working, how were working the script, how was the workflow to use the script I built to generate translation, to generate dependency injection. I couldn't have done a better job by myself to drive the to write down the file to drive the agent. I just gave him, a couple of documentation, how to write a good rules files for Windsurf. I gave him the website of the architecture I was using, and he just scanned the code base and understood everything but my code base. And once I did that, the agent was so much smarter. It was just producing code almost similar to the one I would be building, and I think I was developing 3-4 times faster. I was just like reviewing, and 90% of the code was just built perfectly by AI. I wouldn't make a change, just doing testing. So this was happening, I think, around like late August, mid-August. And yeah, this version is online, and I want to push further and do a full rebranding of the app because now I know that I can optimize it on the store and get more downloads. Next project, so we went through the football app, the App Store scraper, the 3D Pac-Man, the MCP server, the rewrites of JavaScript libraries, and my second football app update. The next one was in September. I actually participated in a hackathon about Nano Banana, something I saw on a Saturday afternoon on YouTube, and I looked down at the hackathon rules, and they were saying, hey, you can just use AI Studio App Builder and make a proof of concept. And Nano Banana was like around for everyone. So I just tried this new app builder, something a bit like Lovable, but it was the first time I was trying that. And I basically told him, hey, I want to be able to upload a picture of someone. You should check that the picture is okay, and then look at the physical and non-physical traits of the person and propose alternatives to change the user style. And in a couple of prompts, essentially in like 10 minutes, I had a good working app, a good proof of concept, pretty mind-blowing. And I ended up spending maybe 2-3 hours just to refine the user experience. Um, and to publish this small this small web app, this small app, and it works on mobile and desktop, and I really refined the UX to make it cool. Let's show it to you. So you can actually use the webcam here, so let's do it. Okay, and capture the picture. Hopefully the picture will be good enough. Here the AI is going to check the quality of the picture, optimize the picture, look at my current style. So still optimizing the picture, analyzing my style, and based on this analysis, it's going to provide alternatives to my style. A couple more seconds. Here it is. Well, not my best picture for sure. Um, and Not my best picture, but anyhow, so I can change my hairstyle. So let's go for the afro one. Can add some fashion hair, change my top wear for an Hawaiian t-shirt, and also my head wear. So not reading glasses. Minimalist bone conduction headphones sounds like a good idea. And you know what? I don't like the speakers behind. Uh, and here it is. Let's generate my new style. And here it is. Looks like me. And you can download the picture, you know, share it on the social network, um, and you can make a different selection. And it's fairly easy to use. So another example, maybe if you take the picture of a lady, you're gonna have like different proposals. Give it a couple of seconds. Okay, see, I can change even the makeup style. So you can see how the AI is just analyzing the picture and proposing alternatives based on what the AI sees. So here you see the earrings, which was not a proposal from the previous compared to the previous picture. I mean the picture of me. And you have total freedom. You can actually also like put the style you want for every single piece. And yeah, here is an alternative with different earrings, different haircuts, and different makeup. So pretty cool project. I ended up, entering the hackathon and making a small video and explanation of the project. So yeah, this one was really fun. I think what blew me away for this one was the quality of the app builder, the fact that I managed to get a proof of concept running in 10-15 minutes, and also how flawless was the experience. I was able to save the project on GitHub in a couple of clicks from here. I was able to deploy from that button in 5 minutes, and I everything was live in like in no time, so not, I mean, obviously you are always blown away by the capabilities of Nano Banana, but on top of that, like building such an app was just so easy. Last but not least, because I find this one particularly interesting, is it's a similar kind of a similar project, but here the goal is you just pick a picture like this, and here you can ask whatever you want on that picture. So this is some kind of logo. For instance, like how can we make this logo better for a modern and sleek mobile app. And here the AI will be using his vision capabilities to understand the picture, also understand your question, and think about addition it can do in the picture to answer your question, or creation of pictures it can do. So let's run the analysis. It's coming a bit long. So I had a similar experience as this one. Building it was really, really fun, and I really like iterated to get a better UX. So as you can see here, I see the original picture, the AI analysis of the picture, and then the AI is suggesting additions or creations based on that picture. So to make it a good logo for a mobile app, you could go flat design. So you just pick the picture, click on the recommendation. Here it's currently editing the picture, and you're gonna see the proposal. So here is the proposal on how you could change that logo. You can start from that picture and use another edition, but here you can like still take the original one and see the alternative. Borderless icon with death. Let's try this one. So what's really interesting is you use AI for the vision, you use AI for the understanding of the question and the picture, and you use AI for the image edition or the image creation. And so you are kind of testing the creativity of both intelligence and creativity of the model. So you can see here the background is a bit different, the borders are different. So subtle adjustments. And you can get more proposals of efficiency creation, or you can have like a entirely brand new creation, inspired by the original picture and the question you asked. So here it's creating a brand new logo, sorry, icon. Hop. So Yeah, pretty neat. If you're a designer and you are lacking creativity, maybe this one can help out. And again, very cool to actually iterate on the UX until you get a decent UX, because I didn't get it kind of UX in one go. I had to iterate for an hour, but I had very good result in like an hour or so. And yeah, that's all I had for you today. This is my demo of the 7 projects I had in the past 10 months. Of course, I have others coming, which I think are even more exciting than these ones. But wanted to share my experience. I think like what remains for me after these 10 months is the fact that AI carries you. In all these projects, usually obtain better results than I expected and faster than I expected. And really that pushed me into, always trying to have like to go further than the proof of concept and have a little demo I could put online and share with people, or making a project open so that people could reuse. Yeah, AI carried me for all this project. Also, what's like super cool is that AI can help you at every step of the project. From PRDs to logo IDs and designs, and of course development, but also testing nowadays. Of course, it's AI. You can't blindly trust AI. So at the end of the day, most of the code was written by AI, but I was always testing, thoroughly testing, pushing the model to go deeper and to not invent solutions, but actually provide solutions to problems, because it's easy to have like models like Claude Sonnet to come up with like fake data instead of implementing the proper solution if it's not driven properly and followed closely. So make sure you test everything. And also, what was super surprising for the past 10 months, not only the models have improved drastically over the last 10 months, the tool coding to edit the coding files is much better. The intelligence and the reasoning is much better, but the tools are so much better. Windsurf was pushing cursor forward, but the latest version of all tools are even much better. Whether it's like Cloud Code or Warp or Kiro. Um, uh, I mean, these tools are tremendous, and they are very deep, and you can build whatever you want. So I really feel that the possibilities are endless, and the scope of what is feasible has never been wider. So what a time to be alive, for sure. I wonder what you think about this project. I wonder what you guys have built using AI and what was your experience. Please drop your message in the comments below. And if you are interested into my small AI adventures, please subscribe to the channels. Until next one, see you guys.